mission to live! Buckle in!
Ashley! Ashley!
Hello, Mr. Hyde, so mysterious. Did I seduce you? I meant to, just wanted to see your mystery and offer you these bracelets. Don't care if they see you and me. This lust is like a dancing
everybody. Lethal Creator, Caleb the Vampire, one of the Lethal Creators here, starting a new broadcast of Resident Evil 9. Unlike previous ones, since I already got the Platinum, this is going to be just for fun, and I'm going to make up a silly story as I do the game. Something like, Leon being part of a band that got disbanded. And the chef working for Gordon Ramsay and Grace, then some stuff with her, and all kinds of funny stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what kind of story I can come up with because I'm just going to be making this up as I go along. Grace became an actress in film noir movies, and sometime later she got a job with the FBI, and that explains why she still wears this outfit, because it brought her comfort after her mother was tragically killed in front of her. No one questions why she wears this outfit, they just know she does. They're like, well, she likes it, we're not going to ask questions.
Grace.
Someone's playing so loud now.
Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
Coming.
Things went a lot better on set, but she works with what she has, and
This is about the report you asked for yesterday.
surprising she never got a boyfriend. Or a girlfriend even. But that's a story for another time. Her boss Nathan, better known as Nick Fury, recently retired from the whole thing with the Avengers and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He switched out his eye patch for a pair of regular glasses. That's putting it mildly, Mr. Fury.
Alyssa died 8 years ago.
Giving her a little prep talk isn't exactly Nick Fury's strong suit. Don't know why he changed his name from Nick Fury to Nathan, but for some reason he did. And the rest of us had to be wondering what the heck happened. What all will happen during this crazy story? How many locations will we visit? More importantly, how many kills will be racked up during our funny playthrough of Resident Evil Requiem? Let's find out and soon get to the numbers. Don't kill me, James A. Janice. This is not trying to take over dead meat. I am just having some fun and being hilarious. On the street, she bumps into a Mr. X, or as he originally was known, Tyrant cosplayer, who she has no idea even exists, but Leon will. Now, since I'm not gonna put this on screen, but there is gonna be a kill counter that I'm gonna keep count of how many characters end up dying during this playthrough. Count up how many of them, try to count up how many are male, how many are female, and there shouldn't be any ambiguous ones since we'll be able to see everybody then and there. Some characters may even end up being worth 2 kills, like the big chef. Stopping from her morning walk, Grace stops to hear a couple of workers over talking about their personal lives out in the open. What a way to start your Mondays. Walking through the rest of Japan, Renwood's crowded busy streets, we see quite a bustling city until the cutscene begins, and we cannot progress any further until afterwards or we skip it. And since we're not on a timer here, we're going to do it with every cutscene playing out then and there. Her little excursion is interrupted by a local fanboy who doesn't recognize her at first until she pulls out her badge. Too bad he didn't get an autograph before he became stung by Dr. Victor Gideon's poisonous darts that turn people into zombies. Ouch. This video is actually going to be a little bit of a parody on the dead meat stuff the way I'm talking. This kill count is probably going to kill me. Earth to Grace, come on down from the space station, please. We got lots of work to do, lots of zombies to count, and I gotta tell this story as I'm going along, so please work with me, Grace. Things are not gonna be pretty as this game gets extremely violent.
Yeah.
Did I forget to mention that there's also going to be a counter for every time I possibly die in the game? So yeah, just like whenever they do the kill counts for games on the Dead Meat channel, I'm going to be counting up times that I die. Fun. Continuing her walk through the abandoned film studio, the Renwood Hotel back alley, Grace makes her way there and decides to see just what the heck's going on, getting scared by a couple of fanboys of the Crow, because they're a bunch of crows. We make our way to the Renwood Hotel, where Grace notices something is very off, because we're going to see that same vacuum cleaner later on at the orphanage. I tell you, that's the same vacuum cleaner. That thing is evil. I'd know that evil face anywhere. Vacuum cleaner thinking, I'm not evil. Beep bop beep boop. Everyone's gonna hear me get kind of corny this time, but you know what? It's fine. We all gotta be corny sometimes, am I right? Variety is the spice of life after all, and if you don't put some corn in your meal, it's gonna get boring. That's a double joke because of the corn meal. Fuck me. At least with this channel, I don't have to be worried about not being kid-friendly, but since Luna and I stopped adding stuff to the kid-friendly channel, we can be 100% ourselves. Naughty swears and all. Swears, naughty humor, and all kinds of fuckery alike. Moving forward, somehow this door survived the fire. Actually, I'm wondering how this whole building survived the fire. Grace sees the remains of one of the most infamous killings in history. At least if you're in the Resident Evil universe, not the real world, obviously, but obviously to Resident Evil, this is very much the real world. She happens to find a key that someone creepily attached to a picture of her. I think when she meets Victor, I think he uses his special mask to lock the door behind her, and I'm guessing he closed the door behind her there somehow. Imagine if she would have looked. Imagine if when the camera showed back up again, Victor was standing right there, and that would have been our very first jump scare. A very inexperienced FBI agent, but a very experienced actress, Grace, remembers her days of training on the film studio set for My Life as an FBI Agent. As to why Grace left the acting industry, I have no idea. Guess she just figured the best way to deal with all the trauma of her mom being killed was to become a literal FBI agent. Smooth planning there, Grace. Anyone else could have thought of something better. Guess we can get the map here. I could have just went that way. Dork. Myself, I mean, not everyone watching. I'm the dork here. Map updated. What are you talking about, Beavis? Going up the stairs, that very much reminds her of the movie set. Grace makes her way through a scene that should have been role reversed. However, in the movie she was in, there were no zombies, at least no real ones, so everything that happens from here on out... Yeah, see, she was supposed to make it to this door with a key, and this whole thing with the deer head was not scripted, so... Everything from here on out is new to her as it did not happen in the movie script. Making her way down the very much... Now, when I first saw this, it reminded me a lot of some of the apartment stuff in the remake of Silent Hill 2. I haven't played the game, and I'm not sure I'm going to. I think if I'm ever going to play a Silent Hill game, I think it's going to be the, I think it's going to be Silent Hill F. Now, we're not going to count Alyssa's kill or the guy that killed her, because in order for me to kill counts here, it has to be done by the player. And since we're controlling Grace in this opening section and she doesn't kill anyone, it doesn't count as a kill on this kill count. Just following Dead Meat's rules. Also, we will not count anyone who was killed before or after we get somewhere, so skeletons do not count, even though there's maybe what, one skull in the game? I think the correct response was what Garfield said in one of the movies. Feed me, love me, never leave me. She makes a good point there. Granted, this whole incident happened before she became an actress and an FBI agent, so Grace was still trying to figure out what she wanted to do with her life.
Grace, we need to go.
They're coming.
Hurry.
Oh. Now she became an FBI agent, even though her mom was just an investigative journalist. This is ridiculous. Welcome back to Ridiculousness, where everybody dies and nothing's fun. Oh yeah, now I know why she left the film industry, because the movie they made about this incident was what decided she was going to leave because she just couldn't bear, even though it was just a movie recreation, she couldn't bear watching a movie recreation of what happened to her mom. What do you think I'm doing? So while we're watching the original experience, imagine all this with all the film equipment and the camera crew in the side, in the third and the fourth wall that you never even see.
Oh, it's probably the electrical panel. It's 40 years old, so it doesn't take much to trip it. It's really no excuse, and I apologize for the inconvenience. I should have it fixed soon. I just need to find
Now, telling by the foaming of the mouth, this guy, a recovering drug addict, actually a non-recovering drug addict, as he kept chasing the high from all the shit that Victor put in him, he decided the best way to deal with his withdrawal was to go on a killing rampage. That something important we'd come out to later was a clean version of Alyssa's OnlyFans account. The thing that I still don't get is that guy that came after them was able to catch up to them. I know he was shot and out of commission temporarily, but how the hell was he out of commission that long that he did not see them put the thing behind the painting? I'm guessing this was a way we never even came through to go into the building as Grace 8 years later. It was at this moment her mother knew she was destined to become an FBI agent. As to why the studio wanted to make a movie about this, because you know Hollywood, they gotta recreate everything, no matter how fucking traumatic it really is. Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense, Grace. Also, this whole situation here showed off her extraordinary ability to become an actress, as her reaction was genuine and everything. Of course, Hollywood would want to create this situation, because why wouldn't they? As in the words of Mr. Krabs, I like money. Fucking scumbag director psychos. Of course, that's the way the situation would go. Oh, is that the door we came in? I guess that is the door we came in. But of course, that's the way the scenario would go. That close to escape, and the killer comes out of nowhere and just fucks everything up. Nice job. Gloveless, dream demon powerless, only wielding a machete Freddy Krueger. Despite the evidence that this phone call was actually Victor, evidence proves that it was actually Grace's old talent agent trying to get her back in the game, but she refused after she decided to look for what her mom left behind. Some creepy fanboy Gideon was, for sure. Oh, that's right, it was a cell phone. Crazy how pale her skin actually looks when you use the filter that makes her outfit look like the film noir setting compared to her usual complexion, I think it actually makes her look hotter. Leaving the room that has a calendar that hasn't been updated since October 2018. Imagine this whole incident took place on Halloween night. That would have been two tragedies on Halloween, as the Long Halloween was the comic and everything that depicted killings taking place on Halloween night in Gotham City. Grace decides to go after the shadowy figure, who I thought for a while was the guy who killed her mom, being used by Victor just to lure her, but it was clearly Victor. Not deciding to go out the doorway she came in, rather than exploring this forsaken place, just for the heck of it, I'm going to see what happens if... I know that the door's not going to open, but I'm just going to see what happens, because if she actually thought properly, Grace would have went this way to get the fuck out of there. It is funny, though, that you can actually go back this way, because the game should be like, you're not going the right way. Imagine if the door was unlocked and you could, they really should have put another ending. You walk out the door you came into, Grace just leaves, goes back to report to her boss, everything goes crazy, mission solved. Like how they have that ending in, how they have the secret ending in We Happy Few, where you can take joy at the beginning of the game, forget about your troubles, forget about Percy, just go back to your mundane job as a newspaper censor, and continue living the fucking American dream of being an Americanized slave. In London, of course, because everywhere has their troubles, especially the British. Looking behind a definitely not Picasso, she grabs what is unknowingly Alyssa's very clean sanitized version of her OnlyFans. By which I mean, not this, but the floppy disk. This may look like a journal, but it's really her bank account information. Looking further, Grace finds the floppy disk that doesn't even have a fucking title on it. Thanks a lot, Alyssa. She's wondering what it even is. Fanboy comes back after being stung by a giant-ass bug from the Spencer mansion. How else do you explain his infection? That's not the thing you want to ask someone who's about to turn into a zombie, Grace. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Like I said, everything past, actually, everything past her getting back the information was not in the movie, so she was supposed to get back the information, get out the door, and get back to her office. But because this is not in the movie, she had no idea what to do here. God damn, that's some shooting. Since this guy definitely dies, we're gonna add him to the kill count right away. Using her skills of stoking a fire, of using a fire poker to stoke the fire, Grace realizes she did not have to do any real violence in the movie, and realizes that now she's entered the real world where violence is a real thing, and she's gonna have to learn how to deal with all this shit head on. Which is why when the guy goes to mess with her at the window, now despite the fact she got bit, technically that outfit should work as a protective layer. But considering she hasn't had to deal with violence except for now, that's why when the guy goes to mess with her out the window and she stabs him with the glass, she's got that look in her eyes like, fuck you, loser. Because that's when she realizes things are about to get messy. The unfortunate fanboy police officer Cole is the first victim on the list, taking our kill count so far to just one victim so far. We got VTubers galore. We got VTubers everywhere on this beautiful twitchy morning. Actually, it's almost afternoon, so... Recovering from her unforeseen to be injury, Grace finds a part of the hotel that somehow still has electricity. I guess Gideon uses the Force, or else maybe he's one of the, or maybe he's a completely missing tribe from Avatar: The Last Airbender, who can bend electricity to his will. She hears classical music, which I imagine Spencer himself would have listened to classical music. She makes her way up the Totally Not exit to meet the big snake man himself. Like 3 hours later. The only thing missing from this scene would have been a jump scare that came up when she looked ahead, kind of like something they would do in the Conjuring films, of which Grace actually was supposed to be a part of. Oh, wait a minute. No, she wasn't. Those were before 2018. Never mind. Some details I might get wrong about this story, but just remember, I'm making up the story as I go along. Without even using the secret knock, she just enters the room unannounced, completely invited, of course, as she sees a, modified version of night vision goggles. And despite the electricity, he's sitting in front of a fire.
It hasn't been easy. But after much effort...
Now, when I first saw this, I thought maybe he was going to be like a, I thought he was a surprise, surviving version. I thought he was a surprise surviving Spencer, only to find out not midway through the game that his name is Victor Gideon. It's like, oh, so maybe he was a clone. Maybe his DNA was supposed to be similar to Victor. Oh yeah, and since we got everything already, we are playing with infinite ammo. There's one challenge I don't have. I have to try to get the tongue of the liquor again, and since I'm on the easiest difficulty, I'm just gonna have to go at it until I get it. Moving on, we come to the last known member of the once popular emo band, the Kennedys, Leon S. Kennedy, who after joining the police department in Raccoon City, and then working for the president, and then whatever he did in Resident Evil 6, I still haven't played the game, did a side gig with the band, the Kennedys, and when they split, he went into full-blown investigation. The Kennedys were huge fanboys of John Wick, and that's why Leon still wears his John Wick-looking suit, because he just couldn't get enough of that sweet John Wick look. Along the way, he ended up getting married, which we still haven't met his wife yet, and when the infection hit, well, he had one of two choices: end it quickly and kill himself so that the virus wouldn't spread to her, or else fix it so they could get sweet, so that they wouldn't go out by so that they wouldn't die, so that they wouldn't go out by way of death by snoo.
I just got a report of a missing police officer.
I'm improvising, so some of my talking might be all whatever, you know. I didn't script this story. The only script I had in mind was Grace working as an actress and Leon being a part of a band known as the Kennedys. Also, somehow Leon got a sponsorship from Porsche. They wanted him to drive one of their fancy new rides while he became an investigator and took care of business. This next spot is going to make it really fun to count kills because, you know, since we got to kill that one character, I'm just going to go ahead and add her to the kill count now, and then we'll count more as it goes on. Making his way, and I don't know the rest of the lyrics to that song, 1,000 miles or 1,000 years, whatever it is, where they're like, I need you and I'll miss you. I think it's making my way downtown. That's all I know about that part. Stepping out of his vehicle to go after the definitely not Spencer, who happens to turn around and see Leon. He recognizes Leon from his days of being part of the Kennedys. Rewriting the script to my story as an FBI agent, he adds a new page that turns the whole movie into a creepypasta that turns unwilling citizens into fucking zombies.
Leon, what's your sit rep?
Don't have to, Victor.
Don't do anything stupid.
I think it's possible that Sherry is his wife because of that one moment where she says, "Are you kidding? We're in this to the end." Like, I know she meant that they would have to deal with the unfortunateness of the I know that she meant they would have to deal with the virus together, but I still think it's possible that they are actually married. Just because she says we're in this to the end, I think they're married, and she's the wife that we have yet to see. Because, me like that theory, you know? Okay, register shortcuts. Wait. Showing off his big Requiem, and no, that's not a euphemism for his penis. We have to witness someone act out the zombie version of a Hallmark movie. Now, since we don't kill that guy, he's not getting added to the kill count, as that only applies to ones that we kill. Now, the last time I played this, I missed a tracker from one of the zombies, so I'm gonna have to remember to come back this way before I head to the last area so that I can deal with stuff. So far, we ranked up the count to 3 kills. And he ain't dropping shit.
He's wonderful from the excitement.
That's 4 so far. Help me keep count. Let's see. That's 5. 6. 7. And no, that's not a reference to that stupid-ass number. Don't even think about it, games. Dup. 8. This whole kill count thing is going to be a real doozy of a woozy, as I don't normally add up the kills that I strike up during the game, so... the kill count for this is going to be a lot of fun. I was trying to save that one poor unfortunate woman who still, I think it's a woman, who still gets killed by a zombie, or was it a guy that gets killed by a zombie, but unfortunately, not even bullets can save you now. Taking the count up to a sweet 9 zombies so far. Correction. 10. Don't worry, everybody. I'm part of the extermination committee. I am here to take kills and give you all cheap-ass thrills. And that's definitely not anything referring to prostitution or anything. That's just referencing that I'm entertaining everybody since I'm playing Leon. What is that? This? Oh. No. Not even the fanboys get this much credit. Don't ask me why I said that. That made no sense. Making our way downtown. Let's hope we can get back to the item box so I can trade in this gun ammunition and register my points from those extra kills. Yeah. Unfortunately, that guy's dead. There's nothing else down here, so we're just gonna make our way downtown. That's probably gonna get old after a while, but let's just roll with it, you know? Let's go ahead and get, honestly, my favorite weapon of the game, the good old rocket launcher. We're gonna need that thing much, much later on. Technically, we don't even need the shotgun, you know? Now, we can't get the case upgrade yet, and we can't get the body armor, but we can do a few other things. Did I say we could do a few other things? I meant we could do absolutely nothing. Can't do a shit thing now. Register shortcuts. Getting a hold of our new toy, we decide to still use the Requiem, as why not, since it's efficient enough to take out all these extras, all the walking extras, with just one bullet. She doesn't sound too terrified. It sounded to me like she was just clearing her throat, like, Look at them doing the famous NPC run. Don't you just love that? Not really sure how to react to exterminators. Well, guess what? I didn't shoot them, so whoever just got killed doesn't count because I didn't kill them. The car did. Just gonna gonna take this stuff because we won't be able to come back here in a moment, so just gonna take that, switch out the handgun ammunition, and we got ourselves a nice little stash. Okay, after two, as some people probably put it, completely unnecessary accounts of backtracking, we decide to progress further, where we continue to do stunts, which makes me wonder, why the hell didn't Leon become an actor instead of being a part of the Kennedys? He could have been a stunt man, you know? It would have been so cool if we could have actually... Okay! We just took out 2 zombies with 1 headshot, so that's an additional 2. That's 13. You know, maybe this is practice for the additional mode, Leon must die forever. Isn't it crazy? First they did Ethan must die. Oh, is that where I missed the tracker that one time? During the insanity run? That nearly drove me insane? Let's just hope I can get over... Stop it. Let's just hope I can get back over here right away. Okay, I can. I'm just gonna sell this and then we'll continue. 12 runs back to the thing later. You said you would continue. Why did you lie to us? Now we can get the suitcase update, or upgrade. Okay, I swear, now I'm going to continue. Also, the filter that I'm using for the game is the same as I did during the insanity run, and we are seeing the world as apocalypse. I still hear screaming, but wouldn't you be screaming in excitement, of course, not in terror? Wouldn't you be screaming if you saw Leon walking down the road? I know I would be like, oh my goodness, it's actually Leon. 14. 15, 16, 17, and don't forget the ammunition. I honestly wish that this area was actually complete open world. Congratulations! You just reached legal age of 18. Anything? Nope, nothing that way. At least they give a good reason as to why there are certain areas that Leon can't progress through here. Can't let him get away. With an uncertain runtime, it seems like the most kills we can actually rack up in this area are 18. We're off to a strong start with 18 kills under our belts.
Leon, have you located Victor?
Now, like I said, enemies that die before we get there,
Victor purchased a building.
or even enemies that die as a means of some kind of hazard that we don't do, that's not going to go on the kill count. Only the ones that we actually kill.
Around time.
And since she has to be killed twice, since she has to take damage twice to be killed, I'm only counting Marie's death when we take care of her as Grace in the basement of hell. But actually the second basement of hell, because I just remembered the first basement that we have to go through is the one in underneath the care center. The next one we gotta deal with is the one that's whatchamacallit. That voice break when she says help is really wild. Realizing she's got a kink for being upside down, Grace decides that it's time to put this kink to rest before it gets too far, and she starts an OnlyFans account, and there becomes Rule 34 art of her in this form. Using her totally not FBI training, she realizes the best way to get out of this situation is to literally break the UVI thing or whatever it is, and use it to cut her restraints off. I don't know how you cut yourself through those long ass gloves, but just know that she doesn't You see, in this mode, with this outfit, it's like she shouldn't really take any any cutting damage because she's wearing gloves, an outfit that makes her look really hot, and honestly, it should count as additional body armor. That's no cry of pain, that's the realization she actually liked being upside down, by the way. Rocking the thing, she gets herself free, and then decides it's time to explore her temporary new home as she meets someone who's going to totally be a pain in the ass to deal with. Having too much to drink, she stops for a moment to deal with her all the sun and headache that somehow went away just now. Oh yeah, we got no weapons. Eventually, I'm gonna try the new minigame mode, Leon Must Die Forever. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try it for the first time on a broadcast for all to see. So, I'm still going to do my broadcast, I'm still going to do my playthrough to get the Platinum Trophy for Cyberpunk, but that's temporarily on hold for now. Probably until next week. Code 666. Execute Order 666. All kinds of vampires come raining down from the sky and turn into a literal bloodbath. My kind of people. Finding an old-fashioned typewriter that was just like the one that she used to write down her progress in the movie she was in, Grace discovers it has magical powers to save her progress. That way, should she fucking die, she can go back and not take any damage. Any additional damage. Picking up the lighter, that will become our best friend. It is time to explore the mysterious beyond. A place every fan of the Land Before Time will be all too familiar with, as it is the home of all kinds of dangerous dinosaurs. Or in this case, a big-ass lady who just cannot catch a break and has a really bad case of the Mondays. And if she was a guy, she would totally have blue balls. We make our way through the totally not scary, totally not meant to scare a shitless area, as things go sour pretty quickly. I'm just gonna skip this cutscene because to me that one is annoying to deal with. Well, that didn't go as planned, so do it the proper way. I'm still gonna skip that cutscene, because for me, that cutscene is completely boring to have to watch. As I said, making our way through the completely not scary, not abandoned section, we run into this lovely woman who happened to be the winner of Miss Monster last year. Our new friend, who totally wants to play a game with us and not bite our heads off, finds out she has a very bad case of sunburn that flares up every time she gets near lights. So unfortunately, she has to go up into the ceiling to cry about it. Boo-hoo, Miss Bitch. Totally not a nice thing to say since she was a little girl, but you know what? We're not here to make friends. We're here to get the fuck out of here. Surprised that little noise didn't alert her to our presence. We're gonna move that the rest of the way. I just want to get this first. Whoops. Totally not what I meant to do. That it is possible to do this because without the thing falling, because I've done it before. It just takes a lot of patience is all. Ooh, it worked. My way downtown. Can I get you to come down here, please? Of course not. Bitch. Crazy thing is, apparently when she remembers that she's been in a room where there's light, she remembers it. And she's like, not gonna get me that time, little thing. The opposite of making my way downtown. I guess making my way downtown? I don't know. Gonna save here because as soon as we get that booze, we're not getting over here again. Let me see, just give me a second, everybody. Okay, I'm just gonna have to edit that little bit of content out when I put this, when I finish this. Anyway, I was gonna say that we have to stay there because once we get this thing, there's no turning backwards. And we still got an empty bottle. Empty bottle. Empty bottle. Empty bottle. Skip that cutscene too. Having absolutely no training for this from her days as being an actress, Grace quickly finds out that monsters are not limited to the big screen. She should have climbed out a little further. She was really stupid in this case, but then again, she hasn't acted in a while and she's been behind a desk, so as I stated, her training of being an actress did nothing to prepare her for this. I guarantee you, if that was Leon, as soon as he kicked at her and got away the second time, I guarantee you Leon would have done a roll that would have had him roll across the floor to get away from the big, fat, ugly monster. Okay, not necessarily fat, but the big, ugly monster. Once known as Marie, Emily's friend, and probably related to her in some way. Sometime later, the last surviving member of the Kennedys, Leon S. Kennedy, not the JFKs, the band by the way, not JFK's family, the band, the cool Kennedys, rolls up in his Porsche to what looks like a new version of the state capitol? I swear, that's not the Care Center. I swear that's the state capitol. That's definitely not the Care Center. That's the state capitol. Leon looks up at the camera like, yeah, I know you're watching. Watch me as I watch you. Leon comes in completely uninvited. Something I've heard that you have to invite vampires in, but I want to know because I never have to have people give me an invitation to come in. I guess I'm just that likable. He comes inside to what will be Grace's new home for the next while, as soon as we get control of her again. A nurse, who totally does not have the hots for Leon, gets a hold of him, and the weird thing is how, as he entered, she was just standing there waiting for him. It's like, how long were you standing there practicing your lines? You know? How long was she standing there practicing her lines? Now this kill count is... Now this is going to be fun because we're going to add more kills to the count. So kind of her to wait for us to catch up and everything. But she can wait for a moment as we have to put in our information for the kills. So we got 5 more kills. I guess if I happen to miscount anything, I can just take a look at when I add more points to there from the kills, and that will tell me how much more we have to work with. We're gonna keep getting the med injectors as they will be our best friends during this whole incident on the place. Emphasis on the cutting part. Speaking of cutting, we're about to have ourselves a very graphic kill when this poor unfortunate soul happens to become the bride of a fucking chainsaw. Somehow, his account getting hacked and his information getting leaked online, Sans is now working as a security guard for Victor. Somehow, his OnlyFans pictures got leaked online in the form of x-rays, and now he's stuck there as a forever security guard. Spying on Leon. I mean, not in a creepy way, who wouldn't want to spy on Leon? He happens to see a picture of the once, good grief, that guy is tall, the once human Victor Gideon, who was still an imposing threat by how tall he is. what is he, Slender Man? They should have said code 6, code 6, code 6. 666.
We need to leave immediately. I don't know what's happening. Some kind of mass hysteria. The hospital's on lockdown.
Coming off the set of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, everyone's favorite Leatherface decides to reenact his famous kills by killing the nurse who would not accept his affections and told him she was not his type. He was not her type, I mean. Totally rejected. He takes it personally. I forgot that thing deals damage. 20. 1. 22. So far, that's 22 kills. This is a first for me, as I normally don't add up all the kills, but you know what? Why not give everybody a little additional fun content, right? Just gonna set this down. That's 24. 6. 26. It sounds like there's one more to kill. Up 2 more. 7. Oh. 8. 1 more kill and we'd be at 30. Well, which way are you going? There she is. I can't add you to the kill count if you don't come the way that I'm going, so I can add you to the kill count. Racking up our kill count to a nice, healthy 29. 8 years older than Leon was when he joined the police department. We find ourselves in a nice little pickle. How to get the fuck out of here. Deal with Victor Gideon, free Grace, and get over our fear of having no snoo-snoo. Meanwhile, I'm sure Leon's wife misses him greatly. Not that we know, since we don't see her yet. So yeah, for now, we racked up the kills to 29. And yes, I am keeping count this time. I am keeping count. Oh, the fun part is going to be counting the kills as we're using the sniper gun to help Grace get to the chapel without taking a fucking scratch. The only challenge I have to redo is the one for blocking a licker's tongue when it goes to give me a big old sloppy kiss on the neck. Trying to steal my thing. After all, kisses on the neck, isn't that what us vampires do? Not you fucking lickers. Watching her play with her new friend, Leon gets the idea by her rough playing, Marie is not trying to be a permanent friend, but trying to grab herself a little snack. Nearly dragging her into the darkness and adding her to a 1 kill count. Marie gets it when Leon shoots her in the head like, what, 4 fucking times? I guess it's technically 5 times. Again, because we're... Wait a minute. Again, because you have to kill her as Grace. We're not adding her death here to the count. I guess she recognized him from being part of the Kennedys, and that's why she was like, what? BIF.
Someone kidnapped me. I don't know.
That's not the safe word, Leon. Using what is definitely not Victor's safe word, Gideon. What is definitely not Gideon's safe word, Leon bought himself a nice moment to be tied up in the attic. Knowing that they have only like 2 minutes, like a minute before the shutters come down, Leon does with Grace what he does best. He interrogates her.
The counter-bioterrorism agency, right?
He hands her his big-ass Requiem, not the other thing, his gun, so she can defend herself and take out everybody like she's born to do. Not afraid of anybody, especially Victor, who happens to be right fucking there. Leon sees for himself the first time what became of the once prominent doctor. The thing I can't tell here is, like, suppose Leon had actually talked instead of trying to fight him, would he have put Leon into a chokehold, or would they have just had a little conversation until he had a way to get away? And when Victor said, "It's nice to finally meet you," was he being for real or was he being sarcastic? That's the one thing I cannot decide about Victor. Oh yeah, for a while I thought that he pronounced umbrella wrong, but apparently he's pronouncing it like they would in New York, because I found from my mom that in New York there are people who pronounce umbrella, so he's pronouncing it in a New York accent. Realizing even further that this is not a movie, this is reality, Grace has to embrace what's going to become of her. A zombie killer. Taking Leon's big Requiem, she knows this is going to be her best friend for the next while. And since we got fucking infinite ammo, it's going to be a really cool friend to play around with as we take out zombies in style. So that's the way Leon came from. Every time I play the game, every time I play the game now, I've been trying to figure out which door he comes from. Definitely not off camera. I think we're gonna save this bottle for now, so we can use it later to craft ourselves a nice little weapon, so we can use it as a way to deal with that fucking zombie maid who cleans nothing. I'm just gonna put it over there for now, but I do need this. Register shortcuts as we're completely making my way downtown. I should probably stop that, but it's so much fun. We've seen this cutscene a lot, so we're just going to skip that one this time. We will be using the blood collector. Now again, we didn't kill that guy, so it doesn't count here. I'm the count. Using the magic typewriter. That's what this game should have really been called, Resident Evil, the magic typewriter. We're gonna go have ourselves an easy time killing some motherfuckers, including Gordon Ramsay's apprentice, who wanted to do his own thing, got hired by Gideon, was turned into a zombie, and still remembers his long hours cooking with his master, Gordon Ramsay.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I forgot that it takes only 2 hits to kill him with the Requiem. I think it actually takes more if you're playing on Insanity, but I can't remember. Let's see. We're gonna leave all the ammunition for Leon so he can sell it, but we will be taking this stuff, the scrap, as Grace, so we can go ahead and get that sweet stuff that we need to do our bidding. Is there no coin here? I guess there's no coin here when you play on normal difficulty. Now that we don't have to wait for Big Boy to move that thing. I mean, partly because it's a video game, but not gonna lie, this stuff here actually looks really tasty. That actually looks really good. There's a light switch. Guess we'll just hold on to that as a knife for now. Ah, nope, that's the fire alarm. I'm gonna add 31 kills to the count because I'm about to kill the maid. What a very weird thing to say, I'm sure. Having learned from her trauma mainly with Cole, Grace full-on embraces her new identity as a film noir, not damsel in distress, but a very hot killer, and goes on a murderous rampage, killing zombies left and right, but it's okay, because they're already undead. Making our way into the... Now, we don't get points for those two, but since we can shoot them, I'm still going to add them to the kill count. So that's 34. I'm not messing with that gun. Why should I when I can get when I got the only 2 guns I truly, well, I'll get Grace's gun from up above. Files. I'm gonna need the information for the, whatchamacallit's I'm gonna need the info for the safe so I can get those, so I can get the points for that. Gonna leave all the gun ammunition here so Leon can use it. Well, not that he needs to use it, but so he can get it. That's 36 kills. Even though we don't get any points for killing them as Grace, I'm still adding them to the count because they can totally be killed anyway, so... Oh, missed her. Well, I guess there's no, I guess there's no chatters in the chat group right now, so... Just gonna make my way upstairs. I swear, I'm not going to keep making that joke about making the way downtown. Only if I want to. Which, let's be honest, everybody loves my humor anyway, so why not? Why not? Because we can. Finding out the commotion is from a zombie who misses her days as a singer, we take her out and her two fanboys. Whoops. Giving us a sweet 39 kills. Now, let's make our way to the safe. I'm getting this wrong. I don't know why. What? Oh. 30. Where am I getting 20 from? 21? You stupid. Yes, it is. Not only is it Grace's, but it happens to be in our possession again. Happy to be reunited with her favorite gun, by which she bought when she got her first paycheck, Grace makes her way through the rest of the area and takes out a very poor, unfortunate soul. Giving us an even 40 kills so far. Now, since we shot her head off, talk about giving someone a head, we should be able to not have to worry about her coming back to LOL when we come back and wake ourselves up. I don't need this right now. I don't need the knife right now. But I do need the first quartz and the door thing. So I'm going to make my way back upstairs to get that. And then we're going to get the blood red ruby. Wonder where that blood went. I happened to wonder where that blood went for that plasma donation I did a few years ago. And we're going to get ourselves the first quartz, which happens to be a member of Steven Universe's universe. It's funny how easy they made it to open this damn thing, you know? Poor unfortunate bastard who happened to who I think killed his secretary. Let me see, if I remember correctly, I think I remember the code. I remember that! A vampire never forgets. I don't think there's anything we can't get anything in here yet because we don't have the blood collector. for the hippie pouch to make ourselves hip dad squares. Call back to the one of the trophies in the second Resident Evil, in the remake of Resident Evil 2. Imagine if there was a version. It's hip to be queer. Somewhere along this way was where I made an unfortunate joke that one time that cost me my sanity. Oh yeah, I took out the chef. I don't even have to worry about that. But like any second now, he's gonna come back to life and he's gonna make my life a fucking hell. But then I remembered, no, he's dead. Oh, I killed the chef. Shh. Don't tell anyone that I did it. They won't let me come back here. And then how am I supposed to feed my blood addiction as a vampire? We have to come back here as Leon so we can do this, but let's go ahead and also do the, let's go ahead and do that whole thing with the, what is it again? It's a, this thing, the, gambling thing. Hey, let's go gambling. It's either 7, I think 15, or 21. Let's go ahead and shoot all of them now, and then whichever one it is, it'll definitely appear on it. I hope. I'm calling it, it's gonna be either 7 or 15. Black 15. That's racist. Just kidding. Okay, it wasn't 15, so it's either 7 or 21. The 21's gotta be a callback to the game of, to the deadly game of 21, as the DLC in oh, 29. I forgot it's either 29. Dumbass. What a dumbass. 7, 29, really? No 7s? It was 29. But officer... But officer, I swear she was 29. She lied to me about everything. Now that we have the additional, now that we have additional hippie pouches, we can get more of these green herbs stuff. Join the green herb squad. Yum, 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 yum. We can put the first quartz into the door, and then we can go get the other thing. And totally missed the other card that we were supposed to get just now. Short-term memory loss kicks in, and Grace finds herself in a world of trouble. As she forgets the card, has to go back, and has to wonder, how does she walk in those hot heels? That's 42. Remember, I'm not sorry. Also remember, I didn't do it. And yes, that's my best, that's to a degree my best imitation of a Krusty the Clown laugh. Just gonna go this way again. Now remember, her head is gone. She won't be giving that guy head anymore. You know how I mentioned about having a blood addiction as a vampire, which is totally a joke. I do not have a blood addiction, both in my persona or in real life. Grace has an herb addiction. She has to constantly make green herb stuff to survive. Heading to the quiet zone. Oh, wait. Why was I even trying to... You know what? I want to see if that thing still works or not. I want to see... Let's take out the makeshift knife so that we can use it to make scrap. Grace has... I don't know... Well, I still want to use the bottle. Let's see. It's amazing how having two fans blowing on my Looney's PS5 keeps her way cooler. She's just that cool. Actually, I take back what I said. Grace has a gambling addiction. Also, we got a shooting addiction. Bingo! And Bluey. Probably could have done otherwise, but... Now let's go get one of my favorite little guys, the Blood Collector. This bloody genius is gonna win us the war. Might be... No offense, Grace. You kind of doofus. Hey, people! We got an FBI doofus here. We got a doofus here. I'm just kidding, that's mean, but honestly, kind of a funny joke. Now, let's go back to take care of Grace's gambling addiction, earning us another slot so we can keep adding sweet stuff to our inventory. At least we can take care of Chunk now, instead of having to wait till we get more ammunition, or one of those hemolytic or whatever they call it injectors. and shoot it up his ass. Wouldn't you know, I happen to have 3 coins on hand, the exact number I needed to get this stuff. Remember, kids, don't do drugs. Not that there should be any kids watching this, and if there are any kids watching this, or your fucking parents. What parents? People. That's mean. Maybe so. But why not have some fun? Boobies. Making our way back into the pantry, we suck up some more of that sweet, sweet blood that's gonna get us a lot of stuff. Yeah, we need the crafting recipes for this shit. I don't have the time for this shit. I got a story to tell. Nearly forgetting that I killed Gordon Ramsay's apprentice early, I make my way... Wait a minute. Okay, that guy that we just used that injector on, that should be 43 kills. Continuously breathing like she's got a asthma attack, which I'm not making fun of her at all. Grace remembers her training on the movie sets, where while the other girls were off having wild parties and blowing the boss, she was filing information. She was busy doing information for her eventual career as an FBI agent. Let me see. What does this one get us again? Version 1.21. Yep. I couldn't remember if it was that one or not. Handgun ammo and the injector. I do want to see that guy kill this bitch. The fucking maid. Can we do a 3 for 1? Yes, I want the med injector. Let's play games and keep count of how many monsters we kill. Little transfusion bag never hurts. Listen to that carnage. Poor unfortunate souls. unfortunate souls. They come fucking to my cauldron. I know it's flocking, but it would be so funny if the lyrics actually were fucking. But then again, they wouldn't have been able to sell it as a Disney film because it would have not been family friendly. But then again, what is family friendly but just of expression? Unfortunate souls, which is what I happened to be when I first played Outlast. A very poor, unfortunate soul, just trying to make his way through the madness that was Mount Massive, which should have been a stripper club and not a fucking, not a fucking insane asylum. Wanted to know there always happens to be just the right amount of coin to get what we got here. Well, one VTuber that I like to follow and watch her content just ended her stream, so good thing I said hi to her before she stopped and everything. Very good thing. Okay, we got like 3 empty slots. And once we get that wristband, we're gonna get more slots. 2 more. Going back to the ticket window, we go ahead and save our progress again. And Grace realizes even further how much this is not a movie set. And this is real life. So far, we can rack up 48 kills in the game. It would be so cool though to see Deadmeat actually do a it would be so cool to see them do a playthrough of the game. Wait. Okay, blood treatment room. I thought restroom. It's like no, bathroom's the other way. And yet there's absolutely nothing here for showers. What? Did nobody take showers in this place? Now, there's supposed to be a way to get past Chunk. I want to see if this still works. Nope. You eat shit, motherfucker. Because it's funny, dumbass. The funny thing was the timing of me looking at the map when she said, "What the fuck?" That timing could not be any funnier. Yep. Totally easier. Crap. Oh yeah, I'm like, what? And I realize it's another singer. Let's go commit murder on the undead. That's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. taking up this kill count to a nice 52 so far. With a kill on average every... No, we're not even done yet. Let's go get the corrosive virus. We're gonna come back this way as Leon, gather up all the good stuff that we can sell, like the bullets and stuff, and we's gonna sell it for our money. That guy doesn't count since we didn't kill him. Oh, wait, 53 because we killed Big Motherfucking Chunk. Chunky Bunky. Don't fucky with the Chunky. Right? Gonna skip this cutscene because I've seen it too many times. Let's see if we can get this code, just guessing it. That's the chairman's office. Star, sun, moon, sun. I think. It worked! Now, we're not gonna get Victor's, OnlyFans information, because we don't need that. We're just gonna get this stuff, find out what happened to all the poor unfortunate souls, and make our way back downstairs so we can do all kinds of shit to these zombies. I almost forgot Chunk and realized, wait a minute, 53 kills because of big loots. Big Ludius Maximus. Big old Chungus. Chunky Bunky. The fucky Chunky. Alright, people will say I'm just bullying him. Why are you bullying me? Because it's fun. As long as people deserve it, bullying can be fun. Yeah, let's go ahead and deal with this now. He's guaranteed to turn into one of those things, so... Somehow, even more of Stan's OnlyFans pictures got leaked online, and somehow these motherfuckers got them. Don't know how, don't know why, don't really want to know. Let's see. Go this way so that we can get this thing first, because there's a hippie pouch to add squares. It's hippie to add squares. Now, I face a dilemma. I don't know whether to count kills. I don't know whether to count kills a second time for characters that we've already killed but turned into bitcher heads, or if I should just not count them a second time. I'm not sure what to do there. Backwards, forwards, inwards, outwards, allwards, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Still trying to think of new details for this made-up story. That was fun. Let's do it again. What do we got in here again? Clock pick. Yeah, we'll get those as Leon. Nothing to analyze there. Sorry, you boy. Sorry, everyone. No death by snoo snoo for you. I'm just here to open up the kitchen way. And make our way back through here to the quiet zone. Not the Twilight Zone, the quiet zone. You know what, let's actually go ahead and deal with that one, let's get that one blood specimen. Try to remember which one of these is. Just gonna make my way back this way. What am I doing again? Stuck as a duck. Don't you just love it when they bump their head on the wall and it explodes? Tasty. Also, who wouldn't put an exploder in her head? Going the long way, going the long way, going the wrong way, going anyway. Who cares? Who cares? I need it. I want it. I must have it. how to do this one. Go. You can now craft steroids. And that's what we're gonna use. Done. Sounding like someone who just can't get enough. Pretty sure there was a blood bag in here. Yes, there is. I want to try to keep about 200 blood on me so I can, wait a minute, I can just get blood from these poor unfortunate zombies. Yum, yum, yum. You can tell these two were happy together. Even in death, they're snuggling. How romantic. For a fucking zombie. No, not kidding, they actually look happy. I guess they were just that happy together. Anyway, going back the way I was supposed to be going to take care of the construction worker. You know, I guess since we end up having to kill some of the zombies again when they turn into blister heads, I guess I will count their deaths a second time. Unfortunately, this guy is probably going to turn into one because his head is still intact. Having lost his job as a construction worker elsewhere, this poor unfortunate zombie was cursed to forever remember his position as a construction man, and he always performed his job with dignity. Ever since playing the game for the first few times, the solution to this puzzle is forever embedded into my head. Like a tattoo. And because I shot him before, it's over that quickly. I still like how when she faces this whole thing, Grace says, "Give me a fucking break." But when Leon faces Mr. X Jr., he says, "Give me a goddamn break." That car has been totally totaled. That one is still intact, so we won't be picking these up because we don't need them. Now to take care of everyone's favorite monsters. Anyway, the guy was forever cursed to try to still find work as a construction worker, but to no avail. That was an allergic reaction, Grace. You've never heard of allergic reactions before? No. Well, so rude of me to assume you had. Bunk. Do either of you two turn into a bitcher head? Surprisingly, these two are not cursed to turn into bitcher heads. Someone here is cursed to turn into one. But only if Leon? Or maybe not, since I shot their heads off. Interesting. It would be fitting for this, no more head given guy to happen to be one of the zombies who turns into a bitcher head. Anyway, having a all too unfortunate reaction to a new experimental drug, the poor zombies who were exposed to it become bitcher heads. Zombies known for bitching through their now blistered heads. Like that poor unfortunate soul who was turned into a bitcher head before your very eyes. Remembering that time she had to fix a drain plug, I don't know how she had to fix one with a wrench like this, Grace gives it her all and gets us into this room, where we get the artificial heart. Wait, artificial heart? Should it be atomic heart? And gets us that sweet victory. Trying to recover from her first-hand experience of dealing with a bitcher head. I wonder why only certain zombies turn into bitcher heads and not all of them. Grace makes it back to the other side, where she has tons of friends, by the way. Lead researchers. Gonna have to go there to get that other plant. But first, we gotta put some demons to rest. By which I don't mean the kind like people think, I mean the other kind. The angels. They're the real demons here. Taking us up to a sweet 60. Wait, I thought it was supposed to be sweet 16. What am I doing? I'm getting lost in the sauce. Right. Artificial lungs. Artificial hearts. zombie. He never complained much. I'm just kidding, he was a total prick. So nobody here is going to turn into a bitch or head. Okay. Specimen. No one's gonna turn into a blister head here. I could swear, unless it's a delayed reaction, because I could swear one of them always turns into a blister head. You're making a scene. Which is very similar to how things went when she was an actress. She would always be in a scene. Shut up, you. I thought it was funny. Going back downstairs, Grace finds out that her journey here is only just begun. Going to convert another specimen into a bunch of stuff she can create. She goes past her once memorable explosive graffiti, better than explosive diarrhea, and we go back to doing what blood collectors do best. Let me see, I gotta remember how to do this one. That's right. We can make injectors. Look at all those sweet things we got to keep us healthy. Nummy, nummy, num. Anyway, it's time to deal with the real travesty. The Gate of Despair. Along with it, a couple more zombie heads. I'm glad that when we don't need anything anymore, the game actually disposes of it for us, instead of making us continue to have it on hand, or have to dispose of it ourselves. In that sense, the game is very considerate. Having never read Braille, she realizes that Emily, the girl we met earlier, can totally read Braille, and decides it's best to let her be the one to read it. That's 1, 2, 3. 64. Like, wait a minute. Someone here's an extra one, so there's 4. Look at this nice little collage of zombie death. Oh look, it's that same evil vacuum cleaner. Beep bop beep boop. Maybe now one of these guys turns into a... Yep. I mean, we're not gonna count this number, like, it's one more than 66, and I'm not gonna say what it is. You all know what it is. The number is illegal to say. Anyway, let's go get our little friend and tell her in plain English and watch her get confused. I want you to read a comic for me. I want you to read a fan fiction that ships Grace with, I don't know. Who do we want? I don't know. Don't have time for you, and because we can get here before you have to do your shit, you're not going on the count right now. That's 68 so far. Now we come to my all-time favorite number, 69. $69. 71. And seeing as I think one of these is going to turn into a picture head, $72 so far. Having solved her first time ever doing the lament configuration, Emily gets our attention, and we come in to witness her being snatched away by the big old lady herself. Jumping down, Grace nearly breaks her neck. Game over. Waking up tied up, Leon finds out why things are going so weird for him is because he forgets that he likes to be tied up. Having given Grace his Requiem, so I think they count 11 more kills. Let's see, okay, anyway, don't know where I was going with this. We do want that body armor, so we're just gonna hold on to what we got for now. Know what? We're gonna get the ghost grudge. So we that until we get our new friend back that we gave to Grace, Requiem, because the Ghost Grudge is my kind of weapon. See, we got a little satanic symbol on it. Fuck yeah. Not that I believe in Satan. To me, he's an imaginary monster that doesn't actually exist, but, you know, for fun's sake. For the fans. Gotta be above. Anyway. Alright, cool, there's nothing in there to sell. Once I get down to the basement as Grace, I'm going to stop for now, and we'll continue this fun playthrough slash fun made-up story on the next one. Finding what's left of Grace's carnage in her massacre, we happen to see that some things are better left done, or better left dead. I say as I continue to make my way through every area but upstairs. Oh yeah, we got ourselves some collecting to do. Leon's a collector, don't you know? He's actually got two hobbies. Killing zombies, collecting shit, and having fun doing it. Something in the gallery? Oh, right. You know what? I'm gonna head that way anyway just to get that, so... Nothing wrong here. What the fuck? Collecting scrap so he can sell it for crap. Leon finds out just how much carnage find. Hey, do you mean we can... So we can enter part of the base. Yep, up to 73 kills so far. And considering some of them turn into blister heads, that includes kills that we re-kill after they turn into blister heads, or as I'm calling them for this run, bitcher heads. Because they make everything a bitch to deal with. Take that. Take that. Let's see. Yeah. More stuff this way to grab as Leon. I still wonder why not every single zombie turns into a blister head. I mean, I guess it was that way so that it wouldn't be a pain to deal with, maybe? That's the only thing I can figure. Med injector. Ooh. Maybe we'll get a little extra for the stacked hand grenade. Like, wait a minute, I should have left that there as grace so that Leon could get it. And I did. Can't get the blood bag, don't need the blood bag. Nothing else to do here. Conference room, gallery. Okay, let's continue on our carnage walk. Let's continue on getting all the stuff as Leon this way. Trying to figure out where I'm going with this fake story. It's funny that you can see that as Leon, even though you can't... Oh, wait, we can get stuff from the parlor, I think. Are you gonna turn? I could swear that guy would turn sometimes. Just like Grace has a gambling addiction, Leon comes to find out he has an addiction for collecting bullets and all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, you missed some of this, so I'm definitely will have to catch some of my made-up story for this once I upload it to YouTube. we don't even need the we don't even need a machine gun. We'll get the marksman though. Upgrade anything right now because we're using up the credits. Ironically, I was looking to actually end the broadcast once we get to the first section where Grace is in the basement, but let's see, I'll have to see where I am at that point. I missed a tracking modular again. Wow. This gun is good. Give me all your scrap so I can sell it. I missed a tracking modular when I was following the nurse into the care center. Let's see. Rehabilitation ward. Yep. I always miss that one. God damn it. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it. Wait, what's... Oh, antique coin. I'm like, what was that again? Get the ammunition here. Ooh, med injector. Thank you for your patronage. Useless zombie fucks. Wait. Oh, nope, can't get it. It's the antique coin. Nothing in the lead researcher's office. Downstairs, waiting room. Let's go and take care of the rest. I was lucky to get a few good headshots as Grace with the Requiem. We'll deal with the waiting room on the way back. nothing in the examination room. It's all here. Oh, yeah. Some of that stuff can't be got because it's in the isolation ward, and we're past that, so... Oh, well. I mean, it'd be one thing if we could use the item boxes, Leon, and get it back from Grace, but since we can't, I don't even collect it there. Okay, let's see. That's everything downstairs, so it's time to head back upstairs and get more stuff, and then we can deal with the part that I dread the most as Leon. The, oh, isolation. Since we got, what is it, one thing of bullets to get in the gallery, may as well just go this way. It's over here. I've been playing this game so long, I should remember where some of this stuff is. Okay, that's everything we can collect so far as Leon. And get that stuff dealt with, and then we will make our way to the office. Excuse me. Oh, right. Sniped grenade. Oh, body armor. Yes, please. Okay. Let's see now. Okay, time to head to the office and find out what become of that. Having forgotten he took up a job here recently, Leon became a little untrusting, with good reason, of his fellow co-workers, and decided the best way to deal with them turning into bitcherheads was to go all crazy on their asses and use a rocket launcher to kill them. As so, I just demonstrated here. Whoops. 77. Considering how annoying that stupid you know what number meme is. When we got to that number digit thing, I didn't even call it out. I'm just like, you all know what the number is, I am skipping it. I am not saying it. Let's see. So far. I think that's 80. Should be 80 if I'm keeping track of the kill count properly. That guy's still gonna count. If that guy's still gonna turn into a bitcher head, so if he does, it's gonna be 83. Since I'm counting bitcher heads as additional kills in this count. And now we get to see firsthand exactly why Leon could not stand his fellow co-workers and had to do what he could to exterminate them. Okay, who's gonna be lucky 84? As Leon does nothing to get cardio. There we go, 84. You didn't even do anything for exercise, Leon. I did all the work. Where he'll find Victor's very much private OnlyFans.
Bingo. I have the IP address. Just give me a minute. And I'm in.
I know that when she said we're in this to the end, I know she meant till either they died or they found a cure. But considering that we know for a fact from a very close screenshot that Leon is married, I think it's possible that he and Sherry got together. Possibly. But we have yet to find out, and hopefully we find that out in the DLC. That's going to cost us $30. Well, $30 here in the US. I'm not sure what that's going to be elsewhere, but $30 here. going down a deep hole, Grace makes her way to the second, what I like to call the... No, this is the first basement of hell. And I'll be right back in 1 second. Back. Anyway, Grace falls into a deep, dark hole where she finds out that there are tons of crazy creatures lurking down below. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting to the spot where Leon first enters Raccoon City, and I will okay, I don't need that, I will, sheesh. That's where I will end the broadcast, just like I did when I did the Insanity run. And then a second broadcast in a couple days should hopefully finish out this particular playthrough and whatever crazy story I make up along the way. Following in Leon's footsteps of taking out the ones that were the most annoying, Grace knew the only way to avoid a problem with these underground miners was to shoot them all before they could come back to life and mess up everything. Not liking the way they made so much noise and would make jokes about her behind to her face, Grace also decided to take out the other ones because she couldn't stand them. I'm not gonna skip every cutscene, just the ones that I'm like, you know what, seen it, can do without it. Doing something very naughty, Grace decides to make sure this zombie cannot reproduce. It's highly effective. Did I already take care of that one? Nope, I did just now. Wait a minute. Fuck. I gotta go and do a kill count. Continuation. 1, 2. Was it 3 in here? 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Okay, I counted one of them just now, but I'm not going to count one of them anyway, the one that was right here, because he was already dead and just resting, so that one doesn't count, so the kill count is up to 92 just now. I can't believe I almost forgot about that whole thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm forgetting something. Go away, big What would this one even be? She's not exactly big chungus. What even is she? I think she's a, I think she's a, I think she's a social media influencer. A rejected model, one of the two. Following the rejected social media influencer around to make sure she goes away, Grace finds herself in another set of problems as she continues to roam these halls. Imagine if I went through and she was like, "Found you, bitch." Bye bye, bitch. He won't be coming back for Resident Evil 10. Once again, following her newfound love of saving at the magic typewriter, Grace decides the best course of action is to go the way that seems like it's the most obvious. This way. And we're up to 93 kills. I think this guy will come alive later, so technically 94, but we're about to kill another dude out here, so technically 95. That's one more than one. Let me see. What is the basement safe code? 60, 40, 30, I think it was. No 80, 60, 40, 80. That was a waste of moments. You mean to tell me that I just wasted 2 seconds of my time watching another zombie try to get away? Grace witnesses firsthand the result of Marie's zombie eating addiction, and learns that this girl is not the kind you want to bring home to your family. Continuing down this way, we don't need that additional plant. Where Marie once again forgets about her sunlight condition as she makes the rookie mistake of going to go underneath the lights again. Oh, right. We are up to 96 glorious kills. Something in the script of her failed movie, My Life as an FBI Agent, Grace remembers that there was a scene similar to this in the movie, except it's not the way it was. In the movie, anyway. Bye, bitchy. Temporarily scaring off the danger, Grace heads onward, not knowing that her troubles are yet to continue. Wait a minute. Grace decides the best course of action is to duck and hide, and I don't blame her. Who'd want to stick around for that big old bitch? For now, we don't need that gun, so we're just gonna put it in here for now. So we have the additional storage space, and all of that good shit. Watching her rival go in the opposite direction. I'm a little confused here. Okay, there's no plug over here. Oh, now I remember. Doofus me. I play this game how many times now? Using her skills of taking apart a car engine, don't know why she ever did that, especially with a square socket wrench. Grace turns on the power here, preventing Marie, or known as Big Bitchy, from following her any further. As she goes under this fan, that normally would be a problem if it was turned on, it would slice her to ribbons, Final Destination style. Fortunately, she doesn't suffer such a fate, and instead comes out to meet her friends on the other side. Two are apparently non-existent, as Grace occasionally talks to herself. The smell of silence. Think of this playthrough as being similar to my playthrough of my first attempt at the speed run, but instead of me adding a bunch of random jokes in post credit, I make the jokes. Now we can collect plants to feed her collecting plants addiction. As we now have 2 additional squares. And the means to feed a whole fucking army off these plants. Shoot the bitch. And stay away. The fun part is going to be adding up some of the kills when we're on the conveyor belt. Tasty. Nope, gotta go this way. Come on, bitch, follow me. Leading her would-be attacker / stalker back into the light, Grace, once again, exploits Marie's sudden sunburn every time she gets in the light and sends this girl packing back to the upstairs basement. Wow, she's so stupid she tried reaching for us. Okay. Yeah, climb back into your basement. I mean, attic. We're in the fucking basement, doofus. Remembering she has an engineering degree in forklifts, Grace makes her way into the next area and deals with some zombies, fun style. Oh wait, go in the right direction the first time. Watching how the care center disposes of their trash, Grace ends up finding out the hard way giving us a 97th kill on the count, how this place handles their zombies very unfairly. Knowing the proper way to dispose of zombies is not by hanging them in body bags like this, Grace can only watch in horror as these poor zombies are led away. I'm sure they will be put turned into ground beef or meat pies, like Sweeney Todd and Mrs. Lovett do. Trying to be a fucking hero, Grace ends up causing quite the commotion with these zombies as she sends them the other direction and gets nearly trapped with them. Remembering that time she had to deal with workplace assholes who wanted nothing more than to be a total piece of shit to her, she takes matters into her own hands as she shoots the one fucker who didn't even try to grab her, but fell off at the wrong timing. We're only gonna get that plant once, so... Watching the ingredients for zombie chunks and blood soup drain, Grace realizes she's about to have herself one hell of a problem. Actually, one heaven of a problem. When these poor unfortunate souls wake up from their 200-hour nap and start moving towards the attack. Start moving on the attack. Giving us our official 100th kill as we take out two bad boys who just wanted a little comfort and a warm touch. 101, 102. Gotta keep count. 3. 7. How to kill your zombie. Think nothing. Cries for help may have stopped, but the help didn't arrive. Sending that poor zombie into what can only be described as bone-crushing agony. Finding the bridge back completely useless, Grace decides the best way to move forward is into yet another spot that would turn her into blood soup if the fan was not turned off but was completely activated. Climbing in, she doesn't realize that a few steps later she will be going down the zombie equivalent of a water park ride at SeaWorld, while conveniently getting no blood on her because of her handy film noir outfits. Which has now turned her gloves from black into a blood red that actually makes it look kind of interesting. not even having to worry about draining the blood since she already went through the heck of getting the final puzzle, Grace just leaves all that blood to rot and heads back upstairs, where everything awaits for her. And our 108th kill, since as I stated, I count kills that we have to kill again, since we end up getting the points anyway. Oh, maybe the game does add the points when we play as Leon. You get a squishy? No squishy for you? Huh. Rude. What did I even make? Oh. There's a blood. Empty bottle. Go on, get out of here. Nobody wants to see your big chicken toes. Going down the familiar pipeline area, Grace realizes she almost has all three plugs in her possession again, and is ready to take on this bitch. Actually, she's ready to get the fuck out of there. Just gotta grab the last one, and then we can get out of here. As she grabs the plug, not the kind of plug people think it might be, Grace looks back on the friends she made, the people she killed, and begins to bid her newfound friends farewell, as she and Emily are ready to get the heck out of there. I still don't know if it's even possible to try to go into that spot, into the safe room, or if it's off limits because you're about to get into the elevator. Remember that time she applied for a job lifting heavy weight, lifting heavy stuff? Grace remembers that and puts it to good use as Big Chicken Toes comes in, is about to grab them, and ends up killing a couple fellow zombies. Her mouth didn't even move when she said, "I'm okay." But all craziness aside, Emily is so adorable. I just want to give her a hug. She's just so cute. Deciding the elevator needs to stop, Chicken Toes comes in to ruin everything. Grace pries the elevator door open as she and Emily make it out. By now, her blood-soaked gloves are completely dry. Emily gets out, and Grace has a near-fatal experience that turns what should have been a simple escape into a near-tragic encounter. Nearly losing a leg. I'm sure a lot of us just watched the game be played and played the game, only to find out it was one of Chickenfoot's hand. It was one of Chickenfoot's hands. Yuck.
Grace? Grace? You okay? How about you? Here, I kept this safe for you.
I bet Grace ended up feeling like a big sister to Emily. Remembering her breathing training as an actress and finally getting a hold of the situation a little better, Grace gets it all together so she can pick Emily back up and help her out of this heck hole.
It's not safe here.
Finally getting the last chords, Emily and Grace make their way out of this crazy place and into the courtyard.
It's just... we need to keep
Finding a helicopter that is always bad news in Resident Evil games, they meet a new unfortunate soul who should have totally been able to make it out alive.
I think so.
Exactly.
I'm tired.
She's so adorable. After everything that's happened, I could totally understand Grace being cautious and making sure Harry wasn't lying to her. I really wish, though, that Harry had got to be in the game way longer. He's a cool character. less crazy to deal with than on the insanity difficulty. I should be able to just use the Requiem to deal with enemies instead of having to use the stuff that if you aim it at them, they explode because of the chemicals. Yeah, this is the wine bottle here is actually from the from Lady D's supply from Village. I really hope they put a connection, a further connection, not just the connections, but a much further connection to Village and Resident Evil 7 in the $30 DLC, because they just had too much to work with that they can't just forget about. Finding a fake bottle of wine, not promising a good time, Grace finds out that it's a key to a secret elevator, leading to a secret basement in the secret house. Let's see. I guess I could use the Molotov on something. Continuing her adventures on the magic typewriter, Grace saves once again, so she will not have to go back and do a bunch of random shits. Yeah, I think rather than using that stuff on these motherfuckers, I'm just gonna use the Requiem. But finding what looks like a giant-ass brain, Grace finds a bunch of test subjects who are all being experimented on in very unnatural and very disturbing ways. Leaving behind her soon would-be future playmates who all become frenzy on their first sight of another person, she makes her way upstairs to go find the helicopter key and get the fuck out of there. Finding the key, she makes her way to a computer where she has to type in a password to authorize the door being unlocked so she can get out of there. And then bumps into, of all people, Victor. Talking to someone named Zeno, who I'm sure a lot of us thought was a resurrected Wesker. Timu Wesker, anyway, is what this guy is. A cheap imitation.
Of course. But first, I must initiate the protocol. I've done it.
I wonder how close in that thing they're initiating the protocol. Also, I'm still not entirely sure what Victor even hoped to accomplish. Because he said that using that thing, that using Elvis would render all bioweapons completely useless, so I don't know what he was hoping to accomplish. Hearing an alarm go off, Grace realizes that the purge is about to initiate and she needs to get out of there. She doesn't want to be caught in the carnage and killed by all the purgers. I guess we're staffed now because we got evacuate. Finding the elevator gone. Grace has to go through the purgers so she won't be killed in the destruction when the place goes sky high like someone smoking weed. We have approximately 111 new additions to the kill squad. 112. have 114 added to the kill count. That guy doesn't die. Look at that leg just standing there. No shit. I don't bother with the zombies in this room, but I'm like, you know what, we're going on the kill count challenge, we're just gonna see how many we can rack up. So far it's 128. He don't count. I count. Hi, Chungos. So far, the kill count is 129. I don't know why Grace runs faster in third person here, but for some reason she does, so. Remembering her training running up steps, Grace makes it out, and then we never see that perspective ever again. Oh look, the gloves are covered in blood again. For fun, Grace. That's 130. Giving us 133 kills so far. Gonna skip this cutscene since we've seen it so many times. Now comes the fun part, counting kills as Leon. Classic Gasek. Welcome back, Leon. Time to sell more shit. Wait a minute. Did I miss something here? $135. 136 so far. Seven. Would you move already, Grace? There's 7. 38. 39.
Must be tough.
140. 42. 43. 44. 46. Don't fail me now, math skills. 7. 8. Remembering that time he was hired for security, Leon makes good use of his shooting skills via helping Grace get to the chapel unscathed. Now's not the time for that. That's not fair. We got all this shit to sell. Gonna be time to deal with the big boy. guess since we're playing as Leon, that death counts. 40, let's see. 51 kills. I mean 52. I think that's 52. Continuing his looting addiction, Leon goes ahead and loots all these zombies of their shit. He knows in the afterlife, they will have absolutely no need for it. Now, where the hell does the chef even come through? Guess we'll never know. Continuing into the chapel, having flashbacks to his time of rescuing Ashley from a church. He takes out the one enemy that was in the way. Gathers all this shit to sell on eBay. And the game doesn't even let me collect it. As he heads down to the water treatment plant, suspecting something is off about Emily. Meanwhile, the completely unsuspecting Grace and the poor, and I don't mean that in a sarcastic way, I'm being genuine, poor Emily, continue down what looks like the remains of unused areas in the sewer section of the Resident Evil 3 remake. Continuing to go upward, Emily's not in good condition. As Grace will find out exactly what's wrong when her new little friend starts to mutate and turn into a monster. Setting Emily down, Grace takes it upon herself to figure out how to deal with the situation further and use all her wit to deal with the big chicken foot lady, who apparently has regenerative powers and regenerated the hand that she lost. Going out the makeshift airport runway / warehouse / water treatment plant / basement / basement from hell, from heck / unused assets from Resident Evil 3 remake, Grace finds out that not everything is all hunky-dory. Grace finds out that everything is even less hunky-dory as Marie, the chicken foot lady, or chicken foot girl, comes down here to look for a midnight snack, finding nothing. She sniffs the air for that expensive perfume to find Grace, looks around like she can't find anything, and does her best imitation of Nicolas Cage. Marie Chickenfoot chases after Grace as Grace remembers her ability to do unbelievable stunts. And once again, she exposes Marie's intolerance for light and her big-time drastic sunburn as things go even more crazy, and Marie finds out exactly why Marie Chickenfoot finds out exactly why Grace is so good at being an FBI agent in the first place. Remembering the Molotov cocktails that she was instructed to never do anything with at any parties, she starts to use one of those only to remember that in order to subdue Chickenfoot, you have to shoot her a warning sign that you're not interested in being her fucking Tinder date. Further exploiting her intolerance to sunlight yet again, Miss Crazy Woman runs away like she just got rejected. Technically she did. As I actually try a new way to do this time, giving her what for, and making my way through the craziness, and the madness, and the insanity, giving Marie Chickenfoot nowhere to hide, as the lights literally make her go mad. Climbing up into one of her hidey holes to get away from Grace, the bringer of her destruction. And the closest thing will come to playing a female Grim Reaper. Going back upstairs, Grace is about to find out that there is another source of light that will come in real handy when dealing with Marie Chickenfoot.
Getting out of here. Get out of the fucking way.
Taking one more shot for the history books, Marie Chickenfoot officially gives us our 155th kill. Finally having to not deal with Marie Chickenfoot ever again. Now, since dealing with the monster that was unleashed when Emily turned into a creature from the Black Lagoon, Leon quote-unquote kills Emily, but since we can do the ending since we're gonna do the good ending where Emily survives, I'm not gonna count that as a kill. So for now, it's just 155. Taking a moment to reflect on their problem, Sherry realizes that things are not going to get any prettier until they get better.
Good timing.
Did you find anything on Elvis?
Not yet. Nothing on the servers at the CIA or the Pentagon.
Maybe we need a higher clearance.
I requested one. I was told to shut down the investigation. They didn't say.
Orders from on high. The very people who smoke weed all the time when they need to get high.
Till the end. I've always been good at working in the shadows.
Again, I know she means that... I know she meant that they're in this till the end. That until they get better, or until they die or whatever, but the way she says that, and the way Leon and her both tell each other not to do anything stupid or risky, and her smile, I still think that she may be the one that he married. But we've still yet to find out. Going past the insanity of trying to comfort Grace, who went off with Zeno, who is Timu Wesker, and Gideon, who in my opinion is Timu Spencer, Leon decides to go back to the very place the nightmare began, Raccoon City, where we will be spending the next few hours in the next broadcast dealing with the craziness and a big fucking spider. Yeesh.
Leave that to you. I think I found clues to where they might be. Some coordinates on Victor's computer. Right in the center of Raccoon City.
And unfortunately, this is where Leon's ownership of the Porsche comes to a close for now. And his sponsorship with Porsche is probably at an end. Gathering up everything from A to Z and nothing in between, Leon stalks up on everything that he can to make sure that things go according to plan. And everything does not go even worse. Let's see. I'm still gonna get a machine gun in the game. And I just realized this was a gun that I was trying to get. Don't know why I got the marksman. I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this bad boy. Oh yeah, we can't do anything else with that one. I feel like those there are a little callback to, or a little nod to Wesker. Oh, wait a minute, I got a hand grenade I can sell. Silly me. Okay, and after feeding his shopping and looting addiction again, with that, Leon's part in this comes to a close for now, as I will continue again on our next run. I don't even really need the Ghost Grudge anymore right now. But yep, feeding his shopping addiction one more time until the next one. Our time with Leon and Grace comes to a close for now. This has been Caleb the Vampire, one of the Lethal creators, and I will see everybody again next time.